On a cold open, or I could probably just cut it out of that.
I'll take you a cold open if you want. The best day of your life might have passed and you don't even know it.
I know it has for me.
It's not a cold open. That's just a depressing afterthought.
Also,
why would you tell
Fine,
me that?
put it in the end.
we're supposed to remember the whole leave our shit at the door, and you bring that in. Just like
That's everyone's shit.
that's true.
Everyone.
I don't think the best day of my life's happened already.
You'll never know, mate, until you've done all the days of your life.
You haven't had a kid yet.
From now on, every day is going to be better than the last. I'm only going up. I've decided. After
like
that, I'm only rising for the rest
See?
of my life.
And look,
about
I've
time.
inspired everyone. Fuck you.
Before I burn out in a horrible fucking explosion in a balloon or something.
Now, are you the balloon or are you in a balloon?
Fuck you! Will you stop calling me fat?
It's meandering movies, listening to Gary, Ryan, and Gavin. It's all about films, but goes off course. Will there be arguments? Of course, 'cause everyone knows their lives are dull and they have nothing else to talk about.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Meandering Movie Podcast, where we like to talk about movies, celebrity news, TV, video games, everything, basically everything. It's a mixed bag, mostly movies,
Yeah.
but everything goes along with it.
I mean, if we keep up the way we're going, we're going to start a Greg's podcast soon.
Yes.
We just eat Greg's before every
do you
episode.
reckon Greg's would sponsor us?
Nah, we eat the same Greg's every week. We can't really podcast it. We don't change it up.
Yeah, but if we talk about how great a
mean-
vegan sausage roll from Greg's for only 90p is, they might.
Not a pound.
But
Is that a pound?
It's a pound.
Jesus.
bear in mind there are
Ripping us
other baked goods outlets
Yeah,
available.
until you give us some money, Greg's,
I mean,
there's other baked goods.
We
Go to
could do
Brownies
something
as
very
well.
exciting. I've never had a vegan steak bake. We have one here. A live reaction.
Not having people listen to you munching a steak bake. We've
you're
also
not-
told you the rules of getting a steak bake. If you're nice for the episode, you get it at the
That's
end.
true. That's my treat if I'm
Play well.
I'm good.
I am, as always, your main host, Gary Copeland, and joining me today we have, as
I am
always,
the Red Baron, Gavin.
he was one of my favourite wacky races.
Yeah,
That was the worst yet.
I liked it, but I liked wacky races. And across from me?
I am. I've been sacked by the rainbow
Oh, no.
Skittles.
Yeah, you're like M&M's now or something.
No, I'm coming back. The rainbow just doesn't know yet.
This week, I read something on Reddit which I thought was quite interesting, and I put it to my two podcast buddies to come up with our own version of it. And what I saw online was the Scarlett Johansson trilogy, which I told you both about off mic.
Yes.
But for our listeners, it's the fact that Scarlett Johansson brought out 3 movies in the space of 3-4 years, something like that.
Around that, yeah.
Which were all very sci-fi heavy, and watching them standalone is absolutely fine because they have no correlation to each other. But somebody on Reddit realized if you do watch them in a specific order, and I think it's not release order, it is slightly different, you can watch them back to back, and it almost
Like an unofficial trilogy.
an unofficial trilogy. It almost watches as a standalone trilogy where you can follow Scarlett Johansson's journey in Lucy, being the first one, which was not Denis Villeneuve. That
Luc
was
Besson
Luc
film
Besson.
starring Morgan Freeman and also Scarlett Johansson.
And
Even if it didn't.
it's fine.
It's awful.
I wouldn't say awful. It's fine. It's
I've not seen
action
it.
guff. Like it's
I like a bit of action guff.
it's enjoyable, but and this will be fairly spoiler heavy for the 3 films that the Scarlett Johansson ones at
To
least.
spoil Lucy for you, don't watch it.
At the end of it, Lucy basically she gets some drug burst in her stomach that she's drug muling across Asia.
Remember the movie with Bradley Cooper, Limitless? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Like that, except it gives her superpowers.
Oh, okay.
She becomes God.
She
more or less.
well, and then at the end of the film, Morgan Freeman gives a speech about only
He's
using
not
10% of
God.
our brain, and then she turns into a black computer,
Yes.
which spits out a single USB, which holds presumably all the knowledge of life, the universe, and everything, which gets handed to Sweden or something, and that's where the film ends. Lucy. She just becomes a computer. She disappears. So what people realize is that leads quite nicely into Her, which is a film we've talked about quite a lot.
Yeah.
Where Scarlett Johansson plays an AI, a disembodied AI living in a phone, and
Who falls in love.
falls in love. So that's kind of playing into the Lucy becomes a computer, then the computer becomes a emotionless AI after living as an AI for however many years, and finds her humanity again, and it's quite nice, and it marries up quite well. And that brings you into the 3rd movie, which we also talked about recently, Under the Skin, where Scarlett Johansson, again, plays an alien, which strangely looks like the kind of black computer from Lucy, kind of dark, black, nebulous, has kind of stars all over it, coming back to Earth and again regaining her humanity. So people are now marrying up that she goes to space, she comes back as though she is an AI, and then she returns as an evolved form of alien. I like that idea. I think
It's an interesting idea because obviously,
Does Morgan Freeman die at the end of Lucy?
no, but
Because he could take the USB, and that's how he becomes God in every film he's in ever.
yeah, that's a shout.
it worked. Oh my god, Lucy's the beginning of all of this.
Lucy is the beginning of all films. It's the Big Bang.
I was also going to throw in that Johnny Depp movie where he dies but then becomes a computer.
Transcendence.
Yes.
That's pretty new, isn't it? That's
Sandra
like
Bullock.
that's like the unofficial fourth film,
Yes,
There you
that's like
the Jurassic World.
Home Alone 3.
No,
Why?
well, that's the Home Alone 3 is not an unofficial fourth film. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, but Jurassic World's not an unofficial fourth film. That's a direct sequel.
No, it's not.
it is.
It's not.
It is.
Okay. Right, just the context.
It's called
of the audience.
something different. It's
Ryan
not called Park.
looked at me with such intensity when he said it's not. I was kind of like, maybe it's not. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm excited or just scared.
But on that idea, I put it to our podcast boys to make up our own 3-film unofficial trilogies. 3 films that may have absolutely no correlation to each other whatsoever, but you could watch them in a trilogy format. You could watch them back to back, and for whatever reason, you could enjoy them.
Here's why I'm a terrible person.
I thought we were like to talk about this.
Not that. You started by saying, "Oh, I read this and read it," and then you told us about the trilogy. But by the time you got to the end of telling us about the trilogy, I thought, "Oh, is this Gary's first trilogy? I should have been listening more attentively." And I just realised it's not your first
No, it's
trilogy.
not, it's
you
not.
were just laying out the groundwork for both the audience and us. And now I'm back in the room. I'm back in the game. Let's get going.
So, do you want to go first? Do you want to go first? Because Ryan wants to go last because
Ryan has no idea.
Ryan did not do his homework.
Ryan pulled a Gary in like 30 seconds before we started recording. He kind of
Smash
got
something out.
And
Whereas
what-
because this was my idea, I did really good homework.
and
And the
really
more
made
I
an
think
effort.
about it, the more my idea that I have is shit.
So do
I
you
mean,
want to go first?
we've
or shall I
learned
go
that the
first?
last time you have like a week or two to come up with something,
I
it
killed
goes-
Frodo Baggins.
you kill Frodo Baggins and it goes to a really dark place.
True.
I was working all weekend, so I thought, well, I'm on shift.
No one cares, Kev.
I'll just think about it then, and it didn't happen. I didn't think about it. Oh yeah, that shit. I mean, I can talk it. That's fine. Ryan and I are having our own conversation off mic while we also talk on mic. It's really great for the audience. So my first one that I came up with was the metal man who tries to kill someone.
Trilogy.
Yes.
Is that the name of the trilogy?
Title pending.
Okay.
So
we can come
obviously-
up with the name of this trilogy afterwards if that doesn't.
Yeah.
If we think we can come up with a better name, we'll come up with a better name. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, film
if,
one.
If you want to watch a man that's metal in some form chase a person really, really slowly, and in the end fail, the 3 movies you could look at would be number 1, the original Westworld movie,
Okay.
where it is the slowest chase scene of all time, where you literally, it's just one man running and looking back over his shoulder going, huh, huh, and there's the man in a black cowboy suit just walking through various scenery and looking at a bunch of dead people and continuing on, and in the end doesn't get his guy.
This is like Mike Myers, except less efficient.
Or does he get his guy?
Oh,
I can't. Oh wait, no, I think he does get the guy in
I'm
the
glad you did your research as well, clearly.
end. See, all I thought was Metal Man chasing people.
If
There you
Gary's
go.
upset with you, he's going to be so upset with me.
Has anyone seen the original Westworld?
I've only seen the TV show.
I've seen neither.
I like the TV show.
Season 1.
I have not watched anything past season 1.
Okay, well, here's how it is. The first couple episodes of season 1, really good sci-fi television.
Yeah.
And then after that, it becomes what bad sci-fi is, and it just becomes expository nonsense and godlike theological nonsense.
Ah, see, I
what,
like
you mean
the
like
first
Star Trek
series.
See, I did it this week.
Funny you've brought that up. Star Trek Picard, no.
I liked season 1. I haven't watched anything more, but
Season 1 just kind of...
I got to the end of season 1. I think the final episode when they started doing all their setup for season 2, and it was Shogun World. I went, oh come on.
Do you remember
Come on.
the tragic historical event, the Hindenburg
Yes.
That's how I look at season 1 of The Westworld. Where it's just like, it's so promising. It's this new big technological idea. Oh, it's a new big TV show. It's going to take over from Game of Thrones. And then it just crashed and burned and blew up, and a lot of people died in the end.
You didn't think of Titanic instead of Hindenburg?
No.
I think that's a better metaphor.
I think boats, because everyone knew about boats, didn't they? Whereas the Hindenburg was definitely, oh my god, this could be the future of trans. Oh god, no, it's on fire. Oh god. Oh no.
Hey, don't worry, I've heard it's just full of fire extinguishers. No, James, it's full of gas. What? No, it's definitely full of the foam that's in fire extinguishers. That's what puts it up. No, it's definitely flammable gas, man.
Flammable gas.
Shit!
Why did that get set on fire? Was it a crash or was somebody just smoking on deck?
There was a...
Somebody put a fag out in the side.
I believe there was a tear or something, and a spark happened, and then it just went off.
That's what happens when you put up the Hindenburg on the 5th of November.
Right, so film number 2 in your Metal Man Chasing Something trilogy. Slowly Chasing Something trilogy.
Is it bad if we can guess what it is?
It's obvious what the next one is.
Yes.
It's Terminator.
I was sure you're going to go Terminator 1 and Terminator 2.
Terminator 1, because Terminator 2 is a really fast-paced kind of action film.
Right, okay.
Terminator 1's a much slower, more methodical kind of film.
Yeah.
Just shit and boring.
I mean, technically in Terminator 2, in Terminator 1, he also gets one of his guys, because he gets Kyle Reese, but he doesn't get Sarah Connor. So,
Carol Reese.
Kyle Reese.
Kyle Reese.
Kyle
First
Reese.
time you said it sounded like Carol.
Oh, you're right. It doesn't get Carol Reese.
Carol Reese.
Carol Reese. So
No, I'm sorry.
Kyle Reese. We're doing a podcast. Talk is not important.
That's true. So Carol Reese, he kicks the bucket, but the
Yeah.
Terminator, of course, chases him very slowly. He's
Tries to
metal.
get Sarah Connor.
And much like in Westworld, at one point his face,
bit of his face
comes,
comes
off,
off.
and you see his metal bits. Saucy. And
When
then
was Westworld released?
I want to say the
Pre or
70s.
post?
Pre-Terminator, 100%.
So Terminator ripped that bit from Westworld.
Oh, James Cameron watched Westworld and he thought, I'm going to do that, but with a big muscular man and a woman with a very bouffant hairstyle.
Okay.
In the
Kind of just
80s.
taking like different styles of gay men in the 80s and putting them on robots. First they did the cowboy and then the leather jacket biker look.
Well, in Terminator 1, it was the punk look.
Punk.
Oh,
Not to make you look silly.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
You're embarrassed now.
Oh, God. What a hole I'm in. Can somebody get this egg off my face?
So yeah, obviously Terminator. We've talked about Terminator
Of
before.
course.
You can go
Which
back
is a
to
good
it.
one. So that's two films, yep.
Yeah.
Metal Man Chasing.
And then the third one, I had 2 ideas,
Okay.
but I decided to take the film I was going to do and put it into a different trilogy idea.
Okay.
So instead, I went for Captain America's Winter Soldier, in which a man...
You're flipping it. You're flipping it,
Is
right?
he?
Because now Captain America's chasing a guy with a metal arm.
Well, technically, the metal arm guy's also chasing like Samuel L. Jackson and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And he kills... Who does he kill again? He kills... Well,
Kill Samuel L. Jackson.
there's someone else though, isn't there?
No. Is there?
Yes, the American... Thanks, audio boy. The American Dream. He kills the American Dream.
So the last film is the guy from Avengers chasing the American Dream.
Yes.
Okay, just getting my head around that.
Yeah.
And he has metal arm.
Yeah. He's got slightly
So he's
metal
got
bit
metal
that's
bits.
exposed.
It is exposed. So there you go.
The Winter Soldier is the worst of those 3.
See, now you've done your films.
Not film. I just mean in terms of
Connection.
robotic killers.
Should have gone for
No, I
another-
like the connection. I like the connection. I just mean, I'm just. If you have a metal arm and then you lift a car, for example,
Oh, not this again.
your metal arm will lift it, but you know what won't survive that?
Your shoulder.
Your spine and your shoulder. So then you got to make him more metal. You know what you're better off doing? Building a Terminator,
Yeah, true.
but
I mean,
not a human-shaped one.
My
Just
other-
fucking.
the other film I was going to do was...
Don't spoil it because it's in your other trilogy.
It won't spoil what the other... Trust me, you'll have no idea what the other trilogy is
See,
going
now
to be.
you've done your trilogy. I feel fine.
Yeah, see?
There you go. We're good.
The other film was going to be Titanic. It's a big metal mistress chasing down the souls of the ship to kill them. So I decided to...
Just hunting the souls of about 2,127 people.
to the depths of the sea.
She didn't get them all though.
I decided to take that out. And,
In Westworld, is there any other? So, if Winter Soldier's chasing the American Dream, and in Terminator, I suppose you could say he's chasing the nuclear
future of America.
future of America. Is in Westworld? Is
I guess Westworld would be the
history?
greed and gluttony of America at its peak, where it creates a theme park for sexual pleasure and murder.
Okay.
and
So
other
name
such.
for your
trilogy.
trilogy is robots killing the 7 deadly sins. of America.
Isn't that awesome?
And it's better than Metal Man slowly chasing a guy.
Yeah, you said your
Trilogy.
first name, Metal Man slowly chasing a guy, is not going to take off.
I mean, I said it was just a preliminary idea. I didn't say it was.
So now we've got Metal Men killing the Theological America trilogy.
Yeah.
I like meta. It's good.
It's good, isn't it? See, we brainstormed that bad boy and it came together.
I'll go second, and then we'll do Ryan's.
Okay.
And then we'll go back around.
Okay.
Yeah, mix things up a bit. So
It's going anti-clockwise from me.
I'm gonna go with my first one. Kind of similar, actually. I'll do this one. In the sense that it's robotic themed. Mine's called the Digital Reality Trilogy. My first to first. So you start off with iRobot,
Okay.
which is a film about Will Smith taking down an army of robots, but also the robots are becoming slowly sentient, and one of them, in fact, has
The voice of Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk, and he is sentient, right? He's cognitive.
Yes.
He's got a
Called
full,
like Chris or something. He's got a pure normal name.
and he can dream, and he can give power to the robots. So that's, you're looking for
Spoiler alert, he's the baddie.
Is he? No,
yeah.
Vicky's
him the whole time.
No, it's the big AI.
is
Nah,
Vicky.
Vicky thinks she's...
Vicky sounds like a hairdresser's name.
It's Chris.
VIKI, which I'm sure was something stupid like
Virtual interrogational...
Kinetical,
engineering.
but with an eye.
Yeah, it's something dumb. Anytime anything's anagram, why do they always do that in sci-fi movies? Why have they got,
Yeah.
oh, this is our computer. It's called Mother, which stands for mainframe operating the hair.
That's from the movie Alien, everyone.
I can even come up with an ER.
You can also do
emergency
HAL
room.
from,
What did HAL stand for?
fuck, who knows?
Huge electric lights.
But electrics with an A.
But they always do it. Why? I'm
I
sure
wanna
there's one
know-
called Sam in something as well.
I want to know what the anagram of BB-8 was. Big Boss 8?
B-ball. Basketball.
Basketball 8.
I made a new robot. Han
it's-
Solo. What do you think of it?
Well, eight's his number.
Like a basketball, right?
8 is his number,
So
right?
the 8th one.
But the first thing is what it looks like. It looks like a burly bell end.
And it has the personality of Kobe Bryant.
Not much of one then, right?
Ooh.
What?
Too soon?
What do Kobe Bryant and BB-8 have in common?
Rape.
Whoa.
What?
Whoa, fuck.
Backing away from the mic.
This is Kobe Bryant. I'm just saying it as it's
You
saying
have to
what's
say the
out
word
there.
allegedly after that, even if they're dead.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
BB-8 did allegedly rape someone.
Alleged. If you pay someone out of court to just shut the fuck up, that's an admission of guilt as far as I'm concerned.
I'm staying so far away from any of this.
Are you?
Yes.
Sure?
Yep.
Don't even want...
Don't want to make any jokes.
Anyway,
Okay.
Film number 2 in my digital reality
That makes sense
trilogy.
if I let it. That'll be incredible.
After iRobot, the robots coming into the real world with their sentience, because I'm sure at the end of iRobot they all become
they all-
sentient.
yeah.
He imbues
release
his
them
sentience.
Yeah, and
From the
then
shipping
Will
containers.
Smith sets them free.
Yeah. So following that, I've gone for Tron Legacy,
Oh, yeah.
which is similar in theme. You've got that guy that plays Jeff Bridges' son. Yeah, I know, right? Jeff
He's
Bridges.
called Suspension. Oh, no, sorry, it's not. That's his brother. It's Railway.
Okay, I got
Railway Bridges. You remember him, right?
It's good. So after that, you got him coming into the world
There's
of
going to be
Tron.
someone out there, by the way, who just didn't get that joke. And just like, what are they talking about?
Suspension bridges. Yeah, so Jeff Bridges' son in the movie goes into the land of Tron, finds this
The land of Tron.
the huge, super advanced cybernetic city, realizes that programs are becoming sentient as
Yes.
well.
Like
And
Listens to a ton of Daft Punk.
it's so much Daft Punk. Martin
Olivia
Sheen giving the
Wilde's
performance of his
character
goddamn
is like
life.
Is she the...
She's an isotope or an iso, and she eventually, at the end of the movie, he yanks her out of Tron, and she's in the real world. And you realize that, again, programs have got feelings. So what I thought is, in iRobot, he gives them sentience, right? But I figured that maybe it gets like stored away because the humans don't want to give robots sentience. In iRobot, it's pretty. You guys are below us, right? So
Yeah.
maybe they have to save it. They have to stash it somewhere. Tron Legacy is them humans yanking it out of there and then finishing up Ex Machina.
Okay.
So
I would have put Ex Machina before iRobot
why?
because Oscar Isaac creates a sentient AI and
Maybe.
then they find Eva. Eva's her name, yeah?
Eva.
Yeah,
Eva.
Eva, that's
and
it.
then they imprison her, learn how he did it, and then make inferior versions, which are the iRobots and Vicky.
And Ava is Vicky.
Ava is Vicky. God,
There we go.
Holy shit.
See, okay, that works way better. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And then it goes on. What was the other film again?
Tron Legacy.
And then from that, they make a video game, which is what happens to all technology. Just becomes a video game at some
Yeah.
point.
Tron Legacy wasn't a video game.
And then
It
Ava
was a video
just,
game.
No,
Ava-
Tron was a video game. Tron Legacy, he gets sucked into the. Yeah, I think you're right. He gets sucked into a video game, but it's no longer a video game.
No one plays it. I guess it's
And
like an old.
it's like a whole city.
Are you mixing up Tron and Ready Player One?
No, he's right. Have you seen Tron Legacy?
I saw it once when it came out, and I was definitely not paying attention.
How many films have you watched?
7.
we can say that it's more than Audio Boy, but less than Gary.
So more than 7, less than 12.
Yes.
Call it 10.
I mean, he's trying. He's watching a lot of films.
Good.
You know?
He's good. So yeah, that's
I've got a
my
busy brain. I watch a lot of things and just pretend I'm watching something else.
I just throw out.
got
there.
a-
Like when
busy
Shauna watches Love Island, I
brain.
pretend I'm watching the Godfather trilogy.
That's my digital reality trilogy. So it's about giving computers their humanity,
Their
letting them free,
sentience.
letting computers and programming and AI birth from nothing.
Here's the thing.
And also, I do kind of think my trilogy is less. I like the idea of it all streaming together. But I
Yes.
don't think it 100% needs to. I feel like it might be more.
your trilogy has
thematically-
like a through line.
Yeah.
My trilogy is just like, do you want to watch people get chased slowly with metal? Titanic.
Titanic.
Here's the question I have about sentient AI and feelings. Humans themselves can barely deal with feelings. How is a whole new species of robot gonna handle? Because at the end
that's
of these,
brought up quite a bit in iRobot.
like at the end of iRobot, they're like,
Basically, your ideas are the same as iRobots, which is a grim statement.
They're smart, aren't they?
I know, but at the end they're just like, isn't this a happy ending? They're all free and liberated. But I was like, yeah, but think about 2 weeks after that.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking nightmare that's going on. Like, do these things get jobs?
What are the robots doing? They're all still crying.
Yeah.
Still.
But like on the inside.
But on the inside.
Or is,
Because at the beginning, yeah, because they can start killing people as well. That's
Yeah.
iRobot probably leads directly into the future of Terminator.
yes.
It probably. I wouldn't be surprised if iRobot starts and then the robots go, "Oh wow, we can do what we want. We've been liberated. What do you want to do?" I'm gonna go kill my owner that treated me like dog shit for the last 30 years. So I'll be back in 5 minutes. It's not
I'll be
gonna take
back.
long. He's a
I'll be
soft,
back.
pudgy man. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
He's like,
Bloody hell.
he's like a soft, pudgy guy. I'll go snap his neck and I'll come back for robot dinner, whatever we're having. What are we having? Robot
Nuts and
fish and
bolts.
robot chips?
Nuts and bolts.
like the movie.
Why would they eat nuts and bolts?
Nut
They're made
roast.
of nuts and bolts. You don't eat knuckles and...
Yeah, but I eat flesh.
Yeah, but you don't eat human
Right, just because
flesh.
you're a vegan, Gary, right? We
You
know.
don't eat human flesh.
No,
They might eat like puppy nuts and puppy
You don't
bolts.
eat man flesh.
man flesh.
Looks like meat.
I eat a
you
puppy.
boys.
I try it. I try it, baby.
What, man flesh?
I said a puppy.
I'd,
Then I
I'd
said
try
a baby.
both.
I mean, we've all eaten horse.
Have we?
I do.
Yeah, remember the big horse meat scandal?
Everything had horse meat
Too
in
busy
it.
watching Tron Legacy.
This is true. He was too engrossed in the greatness of Tron Legacy.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Was it Finder's lasagna was the main
Yeah,
offender?
yeah. I've actually never had a Finder's lasagna in my life.
This is
Well,
true.
no,
neither have I.
but then that they realized, well, we should probably check a bunch of other shit, and they found out every mainstream food creator was just
Can
like,
we-
yeah, you know what's cheap? Horse meat.
You guys have just ruined my trilogy.
Sorry.
I remember in the first film when they checked the Finder's lasagna. And then the second film, it's fucking everywhere. And then the third film is Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Fucking hell.
Ryan, what is your trilogy?
Oh, it's good.
Have you got a name?
Yep, it's called Loves Are Whole of Guys That Can Time Travel.
Okay, I can see.
Oh, I know what this is.
I think I
Right.
know 2 of the movies from this. I know 3 actually.
You know 3? Because the third one is really a red herring.
Then I don't. I guess I don't.
Okay, so one day, or wait a minute. Yeah, one day Rachel McAdams decides that she either like doesn't want to die, or wants to, or maybe she has a partner and their partner dies, and she's
Yeah.
like, no, I want a partner that I can live with forever. And then she meets not Christian Bale, but the other guy, the guy that looks like Christian Bale.
Josh Brolin.
Nope,
No,
the guy
George,
from Time Traveler's Wife. He was in the Hulk.
Eric Bana.
Eric Bana.
Eric Bana.
He looks nothing like Christian Bale.
He does a wee bit.
I'll give him that.
Yeah, fuck you.
Well, okay. I can't do it. I can't say it. 3 people out of the 4 in this room think he looks like Eric Bana, so...
Yeah.
So-
Okay.
And then she meets him.
Yep.
And she's like, finally. And she does loads of research. Well, she doesn't do loads of research. She does like the research that Bella does in Twilight, where she just Googles some keywords and finds out that there's a huge vampire community in the world. Like, it's actually the least amount of research done into anything ever.
That is my favorite.
vampires.
Because me and Hannah rewatched Twilight recently because I'd never seen them and they're my favorite films. We stuck them on, and this is I think when I realized that Hannah may be special because we rewatched them.
Wow, that's a...
We were rewatching them and Hannah went, "These are fucking terrible. What was I thinking when I was a teenager?"
Oh.
And I was like, "That's great." But my favorite bit in all of them was when she gets pregnant with a vampire baby and Googles vampire babies.
Yeah.
Just Googles it. And Edward, who is a vampire, is just looking over her shoulder like, yeah, this is what I was going to do anyway. So this...
and then also, by this point, does she not know? She knows like hundreds of vampires. Just ask. Just ask one of them.
Just ask one.
Yeah.
Any of the ones that have been around for thousands of years.
Yeah, they'll have some experience.
So that's the amount of research Rachel McAdams has done. She's Googled time traveling men.
Okay.
And then she
picture of
meets
Doc Brown.
She meets Eric Bruce Banner. Eric Bana.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he time travels. He
It's-
becomes the time traveler's wife. But she also kind of dawns on her the more time she spends with him, no pun intended, that he's a paedophile. He spends quite a lot of time with her when she's young.
Oh, he did.
And it's quite weird.
Basically grooming her.
So that, yeah.
We can agree with that.
Yeah.
So he grooms her.
On a very quick side note, how funny is it that they got Eric Bana to play Bruce Banner?
Yeah, that is funny.
Why did they do that?
Because of that reason. Because if anything, actually, he was quite a shit Bruce Banner.
Yeah,
but
he's terrible.
Ang Lee's just so literal. He's just like, fuck it. Their names are close enough.
Ang Lee probably made him change his name to Bruce throughout the filming. Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Okay, and then she dies at the end of that film.
It's okay. She
Doesn't die at the end of that film.
doesn't die. No,
But
no.
Eric
We're
Bana does.
changing what happens in the
Because she
film.
stabs him with scissors
Okay.
in the eye. Anyway,
That's brutal.
mate, he groomed her.
It's fair.
The next film is the film about time.
Yep.
Which is just the loveliest film perhaps ever.
And you're all sick of hearing about me talking about time and Gary talking about Ex Machina, but here we are.
This is true.
It's what I was trying to avoid. I know I put Ex Machina in mine, but I was going to put her into that instead of Tron Legacy because it's a much better movie. But I thought
When you've mentioned both her
and Ex Machina, I know. I was like, I can't do it. I've got to change it. Got to pick something else.
I mean, I talk about Titanic on a weekly basis.
I know we're fucking fed up of it.
I know.
Keep cutting it out.
Keeps singing the bloody song as well.
And this one's going as well.
Gosh.
And yeah, so she goes and meets
Domhnall Gleeson.
Donut Gleason.
the ginger guy from Harry Potter, not Ron
Or his brothers.
or Fred or George or Percy, but the other one,
Why wouldn't you say the guy from Ex Machina? Everyone knows Ex Machina at this point.
Bill
Bill
from
Weasley.
Harry Potter,
Or
Or-
you could have said General Hux.
or
That's true.
yeah, General
wow, what
Bill
a fucking
Hux.
fail of a character
General
that was.
Bill Hux.
My next trilogy is.
How's the dragon taming going, Bill? Fucking signed up for the resistance, didn't I? No, signed up for the Imperial Army.
He's like, yeah, I've
Seemed
got
like
this
a safe
leaflet
bet.
for the resistance. I'm gonna sign up. It's got all these weird, kind of dark symbols on it.
It looks
It
inherently
says
evil.
resistance, but I don't know. And this man in a bar just gave me a coin, and now I've got to put this hat on.
They give me Death Eater vibes.
That
but
was
I
a
mean,
really
fuck
niche
it.
World War One joke.
That was a very niche World War One joke.
So yeah, so then she meets Doll Gleason, and they head it off, and then she gets her hold off another man who can time travel.
Yep.
And then the third one is Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes.
What?
Go on.
Because the fame of my first two films did so well at box office that I took a lot of drugs and I drank a lot and I really lost my mind and had a breakdown. And then I continued the trilogy with the film that just does not make sense. And with the other two. You're welcome.
Sounds good.
God,
Still more interested in this shit Gavin told us
I
to
don't
watch.
know about that. I don't know.
Is Rachel McAdams even in Sherlock Holmes?
Yes, she
She
plays.
is. She's in the first one.
She plays Sherlock Holmes' wife, whose name I can't remember. She's not his wife in that. but
I
she is in the
rewatched
book.
both of
Plays
those
the love interest, I guess.
recently, and I do not remember Rachel.
Irene Adler.
Irene Adler. They're not great movies.
I
The
like
first one's fine. Like the
like
first one I enjoyed, but the second one just feels like it just rushes along at such a crazy pace, and then all of a sudden, Moriarty and Sherlock are just getting thrown off of a building, and then it ends. Like that's it. It just kind of cuts.
That's how the book ends.
Well, it just stops there.
Reichenbach Falls. Yeah, they fall off Reichenbach Falls.
But that's not how a film. Just because the book ends there doesn't mean the film should end there. Because the film just ends. It finished, and I went, oh, okay. End of.
It's a further example that Guy Ritchie has no sense of pace. I can't imagine what his mornings are like, where he just he gets
wakes
up before his wife and his
sprints
kids.
into the bathroom.
His wife's like, oh, I just need to go to the toilet. No, I'm in. He's like just brushing his teeth, he's peeing and he's showering at the same time. And I'm just like, fucking it. And then he gets to breakfast and he just kind of slows down. He's just like,
I think if you took as much coke as Guy Ritchie probably does, you'd probably do that fast as well.
Yes, it's like, that man needs to just chill out. Yeah, the first Sherlock film was entertaining because it was different.
Mark
And
Strong was in it, wasn't
he was the bad guy in the first one.
First one's good.
And Jude Law and Robert Downey Jr. are great
They're good
together.
fun. And I like the thing that they did with Sherlock's. Oh, I'm in a fight. There are 7 men. And it shows you very quickly what he's about to do, and then it just strings it all together into an awesome little fight scene.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a great little touch.
And luckily for me, after my breakdown when I come out of rehab, my third film has done the best out of the 3. More money and drugs for me.
You and Guy Ritchie just fucking doing lines together.
So what was
Who's
the
Guy
name of this-
Ritchie? I made the film.
What was the name of this trilogy again?
It's called Love's Getting Her Hole Off Men That Can Time Travel.
And Sherlock Holmes.
Well, Sherlock Holmes can time travel.
Can he?
Yeah, because he was in like Victorian London at one point, and then he was in regular London.
Also,
And Jude Law looks a lot like Martin Freeman in regular London, but that's not the point.
the Next Generation is set in the 23rd century, and Sherlock has an episode in that. So that's Star Trek.
The Next
by the way.
Generation of
Oh,
War.
great.
Star Trek.
Shut up.
Star Trek:
Gavin.
The Next Generation.
Shut
there's
up.
an
I think it was
episode-
named the next generation of Sherlock films, which is that awful Holmes and Watson, right?
No.
That was the next generation of Sherlock.
I mean, I guess like BBC
God,
Sherlock.
No,
BBC
but that's-
Sherlock is good.
The latest thing that came out was Holmes and Watson.
True.
Oh no, the latest film to come out with the character of Sherlock Holmes in it is Doolittle, because I don't know if you've seen the trailer for that, but Robert Downey Jr. plays the same person he plays in Sherlock
true.
Holmes.
He only has 2 characters now: Iron Man and
Other people.
not the other.
but you know-
miscellaneous.
That's because, like, in the middle of the MCU happening, he made that, I guess, passion project with his wife, with Robert Duvall, where he plays a lawyer.
Right.
And it's the most boring film ever, where Robert Downey Jr. is just, he's there, but you barely notice him. And Robert Duvall's there, you barely notice him, then the film ends.
Is there a band called Passion Project? There should be.
There probably is.
I think, is it not?
Passion Pit.
Passion
Passion,
Pit. That's what I was
Passion
thinking
Project's a
of.
good name for a band.
Passion Project.
Also, let's
Good
not
name for a
forget,
passion project as well.
we should also not forget Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
Where he plays.
Is he not
And
black up in
He
Tropic?
plays an Australian playing a black guy, method acting a black guy, right?
Yes.
It's it's got to be one of the few instances of it blackface actually being okay though.
I watched an interview
Weirdly.
with him, and he
Still
said
makes me uneasy.
he
It's
said,
not
like,
great because it's still blackface, but it's like at the very least they're satirizing actors that try
Yes.
making blackface okay by saying it's method acting, and it's
Yeah.
like it's still not.
Jared Leto.
yeah. What?
He would do that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's true. Robert Downey Jr. was saying in an interview that he expected to get a whole lot of heat. He didn't get as much heat, but Ben Stiller took all the heat when he did the special needs character.
Yeah, which is funny because even in the film they say you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, you never go full bleep.
Yeah. No, totally. So, right, let's do second trilogy, Gav.
Sometimes I just like the off-mic interactions like Ryan and I have.
Just don't understand.
You know what I like? Doing the fucking episode, boys.
I'm doing it. We're doing it.
Focus up.
My second... I've just realised I've got another one if we need it.
I got a couple of stupid honorable
Can I have
mentions
it?
I'm doing.
I don't know if you want it.
Nah.
It's not good. My next one, I guess, loose title that you'll probably come up with a better one for is The End and then Rebirth of the World.
Okay.
So we're going to start with... Oh, God, no, it's a quadrilogy. It's not a trilogy. I just remembered it.
I can't have it.
How am I going to mess this? How am I going to change this up? Okay, so...
Take out the middle one. Fuck the police.
In fact, yeah, I could do that. I'll take it. But
Just do it.
I'll do it. I'll take it in the middle one. So we start with the movie The Core.
Okay.
Everyone seen the movie The Core? Anyone seen the movie The
Sounds
Core?
like a film I'm definitely not even going to try and watch.
it's like a real off, I
Real
guess, Hollywood
humbling,
B movie,
Right, okay.
where the Earth's core is failing,
Okay.
and then they have to go to the Earth's core and restart it with, of course,
Restart it.
restart it. Yep,
Okay.
yep, with nuclear bombs. So they build.
Wait, so it's like Sunshine, except
It is kind of like Sunshine.
inside.
I was going to use Sunshine, but I thought this is better because
Okay.
this work. So because everyone's of course seen the core, no one's seen Sunshine. That's why I
Oh
went
yeah,
for
the
the
film
core.
where the guys go down with the car battery and jump the core.
Yes, I mean you're not off. It's
Why
what-
in sorry in movies, in movie sci-fi, why is the answer to anything
A nuclear bomb?
A nuclear bomb. This is the sun's going out. We should just fire a nuke in there. That seems like it would work, right? Fuck off with that. That wouldn't do anything.
Hey Tony, I hope you didn't use all the nukes on the sun. Godzilla's back. It's nukes that got us in the mess in the first place.
Deep Impact to go for nukes. Armageddon. To
Armageddon.
go for
Just
nukes.
nuke the fuck out of it. Yeah, just nuke anything.
Superman 3, was it Superman 3 or Superman 4? They throw that guy into the sun, but with nukes, and then he comes back even stronger.
Yeah. Trump's issues with Korea. Oh no, that's real life. Sorry, doesn't matter.
That's sadly our reality. Yeah, so we start
got
with
the core.
We start with the movie The Core. They try to,
They're going down.
but in my
How do they get down?
Drill a hole, mate.
they build, they use magnets,
Shovels.
magnets, and they shoot things out of the front of the ship, and it cuts
What
through the
ship?
core. They build a ship
Well, shit.
made
Okay.
out of like impenetrable material,
Like a drill ship.
a drill ship. Yeah.
What, like the Underminer from The Incredibles?
That's what it sounds like. That's in my head. That was exactly what I had pictured.
Picture that, but with like lasers and shit.
There's
Okay.
a Thunderbird that did that. Was it?
Uh,
not? It was
and
like
it's got
Thunderbird
ar-
64 or something. It's like a drill. I think it wasn't one of the
One of the
prime
good
numbers.
ones.
Aaron Eckhart's in it.
Who?
Aaron Eckhart played
Oh, right,
Two-Face
okay.
in Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And I think Jennifer Garner. Could be.
Jennifer Garner's in it. I am going home to watch The Core.
Oh, you're a big Jennifer Garner fan?
Oh boy.
Okay, well, there we go.
Absolutely no force on this planet, including a nuke, that could make me watch that film. It sounds fucking awful.
It's one of those when they were just doing disaster movies
Yeah.
all the
So
time. It's one of those.
2012.
Yes.
Volcano, Dante's Peak,
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Armageddon, Deep Impact.
So at the end of this
Tsunami,
movie, they are successful
Twister,
in-
Tornado. That's me. That's all
They
I've
are
got.
successful in restarting the core, but I'm going to say not for long,
Okay.
because then our next movie is Mad Max, where they've failed.
First Mad Max.
Road Warrior, Fury Road. We'll go for Fury Road because it plays into what I'm doing.
Okay,
Mad Max,
okay.
Fury Road, and then, of course, the Earth's failing. Water fucks off. It's just Australia
I
everywhere.
know where we're going. I know what's about to happen.
You know what's going to happen. Water goes away, and then it's just a barren wasteland. But you'll remember at the end of Mad Max Fury Road,
Oh, good God.
they
Yep.
they opened like the thing, and all the water came out for all the people.
Yep.
And then Kevin Costner shows up.
But there was too much water, and it filled up the earth.
oh, God.
With water, and then we get Water World.
Oh, you've just made a trilogy to start the GCU, haven't you?
Yeah.
You son of
You
a bitch.
have also the shittest name for this trilogy. Your trilogy is called The World Ending and Then Starting Again. That name's your first film. And it didn't end. It was just going to sleep.
I also had another film that I was going to put in. I forgot what it was now in the quadrilogy.
Your trilogy should be called Hot, Then Dry, Then Wet.
Hot, Dry, Wet.
The Hot, Dry, Wet trilogy. There you go. Much better. It's snappy.
I told you would.
We can
come up with a
market
better
that.
name.
Hot, Dry, Wet.
It also sounds weirdly sexual.
I didn't intend. Well, he came out with it, not me. So he's.
No, it's
What sounds sexual about it?
well, first you get hot,
then you get
then you
dry.
get dry,
then
but
you get
then you finish up wet.
I don't think Gary's ever had sex before.
Yeah, dude, I use a whole tub of KY jelly every single time.
Oh God.
I'm a virgin.
Did you see? Speaking of that, did you see that old lady that's coming back from Egypt with her toy boy? Did you see the interview of her on this morning?
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know if I can say it. And they're like, yeah, go on. How is your night? Is the love making good? Love making. Brilliant. Whole tube of KY jelly. And can I use the word saddle sore? Poor Philip and Holly are just like, oh my God.
I remember what
Brutal.
the other film was. I could replace Waterworld with After Earth. Because after Mad Max, everyone dies, and then the planet just kind of rebirths itself.
Reborns itself.
Rebirths
okay.
itself.
And at what
'cause-
point do the people go to the other planet that they live on now?
No, they all just die out.
No, after Earth, they all live on another planet.
No, wait, I'm getting there.
Wait,
and
so
then-
now you've got a quintology. Pandora.
wait.
Avatar. They
After
evolve.
Mad Max, everyone dies out, and then the Earth rebirths itself and grows a new forest of glushness. And then at some point, Will Smith and his wee son show up, and like, what the fuck happened to everyone? Died
That's
out a
not
long
his
time
son.
ago.
That's a dog. You're thinking of the film I, Legend.
I Legend. It's After Earth, directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
And you
It's
do
the-
know that
It's a secret Scientology
you do
movie.
know that the dog in I Am Legend is played by Jaden Smith.
What?
He remember,
first role,
he just
crawling
put on a
about.
wee grey suit, kind of like Benedict Cumberbatch style, and just
He did the Pursuit of Happiness, and then Will Smith was like, "Yeah, you're getting a bit uppity. I'll make you play a dog in the next one."
You're gonna be a dog, and I'm gonna snap your
Yeah,
neck.
he did like
son.
he did the Pursuit of Happiness, Karate Kid, did that rap thing with Justin Bieber. Will Smith's like, "I'm gonna bring this kid down a peg or two. Get in here, you Alsatian."
Right. My trilogy, second trilogy. So mine, I've talked about this vaguely, but I thought I was going to finally get it out. I thought this was the episode to do it as well. This is the non-video game trilogy, which is 3 films that are the best video game movies that aren't video game movies.
Prince of Persia, Super
No, that's
Mario
video.
Brothers.
Shut up.
Okay.
And
So-
the Sonic film coming
Yes.
out on the 14th of February for all you love makers out there who
I
want
am
to go and see it
so
for
excited.
Valentine's Day.
Is anyone else excited for that though?
No.
I am so excited.
Ryan and I have agreed we're just going to get absolutely
We're going to get
blasted.
steaming in and,
and
go
then
and
go
watch
see
it.
it.
Do you want to get steaming in and go and watch it?
100% yes. 1,000 times yes, please.
Audio boy?
Yay!
I'm just excited to watch Jim Carrey chew up the entire movie.
Are you not over it yet?
No,
I'm
not
over it.
yet. Not yet.
Like he was on the Graham Norton show recently, and he sang a song to Daniel Kaluuya, and I just thought this man needs to be sectioned and get.
Did he
help.
also not say something really terrible to Margot Robbie?
Yeah, he went to Margot Robbie. It was just what for someone who looks like it's really lucky you've made it this far in the industry.
Holy shit.
Whereas more or less you say you've made it this far because you're this beautiful.
No,
That's
it's not.
No,
was
it's
his-
not. It's
That's
worse
the
than that.
You made it, you're lucky you made it this far because you're a woman. You shouldn't have made it this far, and you're not even that good looking. Like normally, the only reason people get this far is because they look great,
I don't think
and you don't look that great.
I think much.
That's it.
He,
being sarcastic.
Oh, was he? Oh, okay.
but it's
I
just
didn't sound sarcastic.
when you think about the joke, you're just like,
That's how you tell them, Gav.
I mean, Jim Carrey didn't tell it well.
No, I was talking about you.
Okay, thank you. He didn't think it through, and it just kind of. Margot Robbie had that kind of reaction of like she's smiling, but behind the smile, she's just like, "You're a piece of shit." Like
Yeah.
And Margot Robbie was there to like press for
Birds of Prey.
Bombshell, was she not?
Birds of Prey.
It'd be funny if it was Bombshell.
Right, non-video game trilogy. You start off with these aren't linked. These aren't a following 1, 2, 3. Something happens. You know what I mean? These are 3 movies that I just think are the 3 best video game.
So like the Metal Man chasing films.
Pretty much. Start off with Edge of Tomorrow, one of the best video game movies that have ever come out. It's nothing to do with video games, doesn't even go near it, and yet it's a guy redoing the same thing over and over and over again. Groundhog Day, sci-fi, living the life, hitting that reset button. It's great. It's a phenomenal movie. So you start with that, banging action, sci-fi, aliens, kind of time travel, I guess.
Yeah.
God knows what the hell's
Who
going
directed
on.
that?
That would have been. I can't remember his name.
Neil Blomkamp?
No.
Was it?
What
No,
film
I
am I
wasn't
thinking
Blomkamp.
of? I'm thinking of the one with Matt Damon. Doesn't matter.
S-
Elysium.
Elysium. That was,
Yeah,
I was going to say
that was a
Stellaris.
big old Blomkamp.
But yeah, you got Tom Cruise, you got Emily Blunt. This is a great film. I love Edge of Tomorrow. And I remember the first time I watched it, I went in pretty low expectations, and then it was like genuinely funny. Just good. Good movie. Enjoy. Next up, John Wick.
Yeah, we've talked about this
to
a lot.
settle
Yes.
settle right on into the whole thing as a video game. Everything about that universe screams video game to me, and it's just a great like a second action movie. You'll be riding high on the heights of Edge of Tomorrow, watching Tom Cruise get killed over and over again. You'll be frothing at the mouth, buzzing, loving life, and then you watch,
yes.
yeah, fuck you, Tom. and then you can watch Keanu Reeves just go gun porn murder hobo on everything that moves. You got to do with a bit of sadness at the beginning. You got to get through the dog dying stuff, but then what is quintessentially one of the best video game movies ever.
It was the time when I
Ever.
told you that I didn't like the third one, and you were like, "Yeah, it's a video game." And I was like, "What do you mean?" You're like, "Dude, he gets his guns from a room.
Yep.
Everything's paid with foreign gold coins." And I was
coins.
like, "Shit, it's a video game."
Rewatch it, man. Rewatch it with that.
He like always levels up to fighting like a bigger dude every
He's got
time.
a mini boss. He's got a full, like a proper boss. It's crazy. The whole films they're made like video games. Yeah, go watch them again. And then last but not least, The Running Man.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Arnold Schwarzenegger in a dystopian future where the only way you can, to my memory, the only way you can win like surgeries for your kids and shit is by partaking in the Running Man TV show, which is this blood sport where people go in, guns blazing, chainsaws, rip each other to shreds, and if you win it, you get your life and your wish or some bollocks like that.
Yep. Plus, dirt bikes with chainsaw handles.
There you go.
Nothing's cooler than that.
It's great. It's quintessential. You're rounding off with what is one of the most quintessential bullshit 80s movies with Schwarzenegger.
In
It's
a
just
onesie.
great. In a onesie. Just going nuts. It's amazing. And feels like a video game. Love
Okay.
it.
So,
Nice.
all the people out there who say there are no good video game movies, there's a trilogy for you right there.
There's a trilogy right
Yeah,
now.
that
Go
was
watch
good.
them and enjoy your video game films.
That was good.
Best video game films aren't video game movies.
Until Sonic.
Until Sonic comes out. Here we go. What was it, Rampage? Was it Rampage that broke the video game curse? And it reached a paltry 54% on Rotten Tomatoes. And everyone was like, we did it!
It's like, but not like this. Not like this.
My favorite moment that happened after Rampage came out, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Why did you
don't
pause
know.
so much saying his name?
I don't know. Because I think
Because you knew,
I was going to
definitely
call
knew
him
there was.
Dwayne.
You
And
knew
then I
there
thought
was.
I need to call him Dwayne
you knew
Johnson.
you knew there was one word that you could say that was his whole name, and you're like Dwayne. You're like, shit, that's not
That's
it.
not it.
You're like, you're The Rock, and you're like,
But now I need to say
the end
Johnson.
because
Yeah.
I've said Johnson. Yeah.
He retweeted it, saying, "Guys, we broke the video game curse. 54% on Rotten Tomatoes, the only good video game movie out there." And then Doom retweeted it and just said, "Bro,
Yeah, it's like, come on. We had you first.
Ryan, what's your third trilogy, my man?"
Oh, it's a belter.
You mean second?
I've thought about
Second
it.
trilogy, yeah.
I thought about it so much in the last minute.
Do you have a good
Okay.
title for it?
Yes, it's called "Being an Absent Mother Will Give
Jesus.
Your Children PTSD."
Jesus Christ.
PTSD is nothing to joke about.
Okay, the trilogy.
That's a mouthy title.
It's a serious subject, and I'd like you to stop taking the piss.
Okay, sorry, right.
Okay?
Okay. I'll
Yeah?
make no more
Pipe
jokes.
down. So the first film is Home Alone.
I didn't know it was going this way. Oh, it's sorry if you say Home Alone 2 and then Home Alone 3, I'll come across and smack you. Yeah, we want a Home Alone. Poor
And that
Kevin
film.
McAllister.
Yeah, we all know it.
Yeah.
Kid gets left on his own.
Yep.
Gets attacked by two criminals.
Yeah.
Grown
and then
men.
he kind of sort of chills out a bit. Happens again.
It does happen again.
I'm having Home Alone as a whole.
Okay, cool.
But this time his parents like seem to care less. Like not only is he left alone, I mean to be honest, I'm having it as a whole because the title of the second one's misleading. Because he's in New York. Not only is he in a huge hotel,
Yeah.
he's in a huge hotel that
Donald Trump's in.
exactly caters famous sex offenders. It's awful. So he's in a
What?
hotel for
In-
famous sex offenders.
In Home Alone 2,
Yep.
just a quick question. Why do they decide they want to try and rob from him again?
Oh, they don't. They rob from Bill's toy store or whatever it's called, but he hears them and he stops them.
Right, okay.
By
Do you know why he
trying
stops
to
them?
actively murder them.
Do you know why though?
Again.
Again.
Because the PTSD is set in.
This is true.
It's true. He's like Rambo for 11-year-olds.
Yeah.
Son of Rambo.
And then that film's finished.
Yeah.
Okay. And he gets severe PTSD.
Wait a
Okay.
minute.
Oh, gosh.
But he listens to music and it sort of mellows him out a bit.
It's almost like it's his life.
Yeah, and he gets a lot of hobbies. You know, he finishes high school, has some outbursts, never really does very well with women. Mate, these things happen.
I didn't say anything.
We're not all top shaggers, all right?
I
And then
He's got that.
he gets a hobby. He goes go-karting with his dad. His dad's allowed to see him every second week because, you know, the mum and dad can't handle the fact they've left their son at home twice.
Yeah.
And the fact that they love their other kids more, despite the fact that Buzz is a cunt.
Is it just Buzz? Has he got a sister as well?
She's the one who's like, you're what the French call les
Les
incompetents.
incompetents.
Shut up, cow. She becomes an estate agent, and Buzz goes to prison.
What's the next film in your trilogy? What is happening?
Do you know what I love is when he gets into this, he gets so quiet.
So quiet.
So close to the mic. And it almost becomes really sinister.
I want you to read recipes in that voice.
Okay, done. So you slow cook your beef. No, it doesn't matter. So he goes go-karting with his dad, and he gets an affinity for driving. But then, unfortunately,
I see where it's going now.
all his family die.
Holy shit.
But he still loves the music.
Wait, no. All of his family die.
Yeah.
on a plane that they all got after leaving him home alone again.
Yeah,
And
they're
there's
going
snakes
to
on the plane?
There's snakes on that plane. Yes, that's how they die.
they're the fucking snakes. Plot twist. They're all killed by Samuel L. Jackson.
I'm sick of these motherfucking McAllisters on this motherfucking plane.
Plane.
Bam, bam, bam. Apart from Buzz, because he's in prison
Yeah.
for selling heroin to kids.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's right.
You know. Sorry, side note. How fucking good were snakes on a plane? Well, see, this is the thing. You don't watch that film as they marketed it as the next highest point in action movie. You watch it as an action comedy, and it's perfect.
Yeah, it's funny.
It is funny as all hell.
Also could be a good video game film.
It could be a really good video game.
I mean, the guy learns to fly the plane from playing a PSP.
Yeah,
It's
and he
so
also he did the
stupid.
same Google search that Bella in Twilight did. How to fly plane and have vampire baby. See if you put add and have vampire baby at the end of any of your Google search, Google does like a super search. The information just goes straight to you.
Straight from the Vatican.
Yeah. So when
I also, sorry, last thing on Snakes on a Plane. When I was seeing it in the cinema and Samuel L. Jackson finally said, "I'm sick of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane," my screening went nuts. Because I think so many people were in there watching it ready to be like, "Oh, the new Die Hard," and then very clearly it became, "This isn't the new Die Hard. This is just fucking nonsense,
Trash."
So then when it got to that, everyone was just like, "Yes!"
You are our messiah.
because by
It
that
was
point
so good.
everyone had it with the motherfucking snakes on their
Right, so he's still in it for the music. He still loves Gokai. And
Yeah.
fast forward, what? Roughly 8-9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Baby Driver.
God.
And unfortunately, he runs in with the bad crowd. In fact, he met Kevin Spacey in the hotel in New York, the hotel that caters for famous sex offenders. He met him in that hotel there.
Kobe Bryant was probably there as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. They were all there for Trump's birthday.
Allegedly.
And then he falls in with a bad crowd, you know. Anyway, and then all that stuff happens. But he meets a girl, and it's the first girl he's ever done well with. And they want to start a family, and he really wants kids, but, you know, it doesn't work out. And he goes to prison, where he bonds with his brother, Buzz. Unfortunately, him and Buzz are then...
Me and Gavin are both just, where the fuck is this going?
Going through the Rolodex of
Do you know what's fun?
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going. I'm taking so long to say this because I'm making it up as I go along.
The classic stool technique.
But then him and his brother Buzz, they get into some big fights, they get into some big prison gangs, and they kill some important people.
yeah.
They're maximum facility prisoners,
Oh, Tango and Cash. No,
and they're carted out to a prison in the middle of the ocean, and that's where we meet them years later for our final film, Escape Plan 2.
Fuck off. Not just Escape Plan 2. We're skipping the first one.
In Escape Plan, Sylvester Stallone goes in on his own. I'm pretty sure in 2 he goes in with someone else.
Okay.
If you want, we can do Escape Plan 3 where it's Dave Bautista, who is Buzz.
There's a third one?
Yeah, I think it's... Yeah, I only know because I got a notification on Sky today that it came out.
Okay, good. I guess we're
It was like, oh, films that have come out. Beats? I was like, oh, I really want to watch that. The Favourite? Oh, great, I've seen it.
Good shout.
Escape Plan 3.
Just like,
So that'll be a nice dessert to those two.
Oh,
Yeah, so we've got Sylvester Stallone playing Kevin McAllister.
okay.
Yeah, but he's on his own where he wants to be. He knows how to get out of the prison because he's highly intuitive.
yeah.
And he kills people because he's been doing it since he was 12.
It's true. He's a sociopath.
Whereas Buzz, he's just got so much remorse for all those kids he's killed with his heroin. And also the kid he killed when he killed his kid brother inside. Because he was so
God.
horrible to him.
Still dating that transvestite as well, probably.
Woof.
Woof. Do you want to tell us why that's funny, Gavin? Do you want to tell us the fact that I told you guys and then you reiterated to me like 3 months
Oh,
later?
do you know in Home Alone 1? So yeah, so that film's called Leaving Your Kids at Home Gives Your Kids PTSD. PTSD is nothing to joke about. Thank you.
colon.
Good night.
You missed the colon. But yeah, it's good. There you go. So there's 6 non-trilogies that you can go and enjoy. One about...
Don't
metal-
watch any of mine.
I wouldn't either.
Definitely watch mine, but change Winter Soldier for Titanic.
It's good. I have a third one, which I'm going to spit out there now. Because I quite like this one. I think you'll enjoy this, Gav. I call this the Know Thyself trilogy. So again, nothing linking these specifically, other than the theme. You start off with twins.
Sure.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito.
Yep.
They are
classic
of the
comedy.
same womb.
Womb?
Danny DeVito has to be delivered the line, Arnold Schwarzenegger is everything good in a human. Look at him. Look how great he looks. And he's a phenomenal human being on the inside. You, however, are a piece of shit. You are no more than the genetic lottery of trash and farts. And
Trash and farts.
Trash and farts. That's what Danny DeVito gets told in that film. I love it. So you start off with twins, and then they get to know each other, they get to know themselves, and they become... I can't remember the end of twins. Lovers. Following that, Moon.
Yes.
Sam Rockwell meets a clone of himself because aliens-esque company realize it's cheaper to just clone a guy on the moon than it is to
Just wipe his memory and just...
wipe his memory, clone him, let him live for 3 years, and then he dies off. That's cheaper than sending a rocket up once every 5 years. And Sam Rockwell in that film has to learn about himself, and the only person who can really help him is himself. And then you finish that trilogy off with the film Enemy, starring Jake
Gyllenhaal.
where
Directed by
he
Denis Villeneuve.
sees a guy who looks exactly like him,
But he's more successful.
looks more successful, has a better
He's a
wife.
famous actor, though, is he not?
He's a famous actor, yeah.
Famous actor, and he decides, I'm going to go stalk this guy, follows him about, realizes that, then tries to... Oh, man, that film gets weird.
Yeah. And he
real
films him,
quick.
and then we go into Nightcrawler.
No, that's too many. It's too many films. My trilogy's the
Let's just keep going.
No.
Keep going until we can't do it anymore.
Other honorable mentions I thought would just be stupid ones. You could watch The Seventh Seal. No, yeah, Seventh Seal.
Okay.
Follow that with 8 Mile. Finish up with The Ninth Gate.
Okay.
There you
Yes.
Ah,
7,
Funny.
8, 9.
Another one
that's
I
why
had
Sex
was,
is Scared of 7.
you could do The Machinist. Guy who's just, not a great person, not happy.
Yeah.
But then he decides to better himself, bulk up, and then you can go to
Gotham.
Batman. And then he fights injustice.
Yep.
And he thinks, I want to make the world a better place. But then he realizes,
He fights injustice and he fights injustice. That's funny.
Do you know what Batman likes in his water? Just ice.
and then so Batman, having a glass of just ice water, realizes that there's no saving America. It's doomed. So he's just going to take it over and become an oligarch. So then we go to the movie Vice, where he just gives up, he gets fat, and he just destroys America.
Or he becomes he decides he really loves bidding on shit. He becomes the Big Short.
Sure. He stops fighting crime just to bid on nonsense.
Or he teleports to the future and takes down the Terminator army rising.
Or he gets rid of all emotion and then uses gun kata. But then a dog and a woman make him want to feel emotions again, and then they bring emotions back. Equilibrium.
Oh, wait, what other Christian Bale movies are there?
There's so many.
I
There's a
can't
lot.
think of any now.
Remember that time he was in Time Traveler's Wife?
No. Oh yeah, Eric Bana. I forgot.
Why do I feel like we started recording this months ago?
Ladies
I've
and
got
gentlemen,
another good one.
that is...
No, don't let it end.
It's ending. That is our unofficial trilogy. They are 3 films from each of us. They're themed or not, or they could be seen as a coherent story. Yeah, you could watch any of those except Ryan's.
Wow. Fair. It makes a nice change that at the end of an episode you're not like, except Gavin's. It's like,
I mean,
watch Ryan's.
you're definitely second worst. And you're
Oh,
only
yeah.
second worst because I was doing mine as I went along.
also Gary also did his homework for once.
Once, yeah. That was my idea. I wanted to make
I
a
love
good
that
impression.
the one week you do your homework, Ryan and I just didn't show
Didn't
up
do
at
shit.
all.
I
Didn't
did
do
try.
shit.
I just couldn't do it.
Well, next week you can come up with one.
Okay.
Not gonna happen.
I just did the one I was about to say there, which was quite frankly ridiculous.
More ridiculous than the Home Alone PTSD escape plan one.
Started off Chronicles of Narnia, finished Uncut Gems.
Wow. What a journey.
Guys, you can get us, as always, on all of our social media. You can get us on...
Twitter at Meandering Pod, Facebook and Instagram, search for Meandering Movie Podcast. Give us an email, that's meanderingmoviepodcast@gmail.com. If you're on your old iTunesy podcast app or you're on Spotify, you just scroll down, there's links for everything there, both our personal pages and our podcast pages.
We're on Google Podcast too. We never ever shout that out.
We're on Google Podcast. We're on
I didn't even know.
there's another one we're on. I can never remember its name.
Castbox.
Yeah,
Castbox.
Castbox, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, something else I signed us up for recently, but I've forgotten its name. Doesn't matter.
It's just called Google Podcast.
Yeah, and yeah, that's that.
Thanks for listening. As always, guys, we'll be back next week with another episode of The Meandering.
Movie?
Skills.
No, podcast.
It's Meandering Movies, listening to Gary, Ryan, and Gavin. It's all about films, but goes off course. Will there be arguments? Of course, 'cause everyone knows their lives are dull and they have nothing else to talk about.